Hi. To quote Glinda, it's nice to see me, isn't it? I'm just kidding. Today we're going to be talking about something kind of controversial, and that is fashion rules. Yes, it's true. So here's the thing. I found some articles online with fashion rules, and it's so interesting because you look up fashion rules and it's immediately fashion rules for women. I didn't add that characteristic in there. It added that all on its own. Isn't that crazy? Because let's be real. Do men have fashion rules? Apparently not. Apparently not. So we're going to go through them today, and I want to start out by being so real. Fashion has no rules. Full stop. No rules, period. I am going to be looking at these from the lens of if it's something that I happen to follow just naturally because it's what I feel good in, it's what I feel comfortable in, it's my style, like that kind of thing, rather than, oh my gosh, yes, this is a rule, or no, it's not a rule, because none of them are rules. That makes sense? Sound good. So the first article I found is on the fashion rule of one. Now, I haven't really looked into any of these. I just found these sites and was like, great, let's do this. So this is pretty much my first impression. Do I look oily? What's happening? It's like humid outside, so I feel like weird. Okay, the first one, and these are more like formula based, is show one area of skin at a time. The first sentence of this is crazy. Women of a certain age often question if they're dressing appropriately. A certain age? Now, it gives you some examples. It says, for example, if wearing a short skirt, don't reveal as much on top. Wear a longer sleeve blouse or a jacket to balance out the legs on display. Listen, I think I follow this to some extent because I feel like my fashion sense is more like conservative. Like, I like to be covered everywhere, really, usually. So I don't know that I tend to show anything anywhere ever. So I'm gonna say that this is one I do tend to follow. But there are some sentences in there that like kind of irritate me, if I'm honest. And yes, this is me being sensitive, but I don't care. It says too much confuses the viewer. They don't know where to look. Here's an idea. I'm not doing it for the viewer. I said it. Yeah, okay, let's move on. Fit, balanced proportions, only go snug or loose in one area. This is something that I have followed for a long time. I think I've sort of fallen out of it a little bit more now that I'm more confident in who I am and my style and things like that. But this says wearing tight bodycon clothing on both top and bottom can look dated and feel brazen, okay, whatever. Think skinny jeans with a slouchy top. When was this written? Skinny jeans with, okay, I can't find a date, but I know people say that skinny jeans are coming back, but that's like, I used to wear skinny jeans in high school, stopped pretty much right after that. I wore skinny jeans forever. That's just what everybody was wearing. Actually, baggy jeans made me feel a little bit scared because I have a little bit of a curvier body shape just genetically. So I've got the hips. My lower half is thicker, you know, than my upper half. So I always thought that wearing baggy pants made me look big. And when I was, you know, a little bit younger, even like a year ago, that was my biggest fear, was looking big because I was cuckoo in the brain, a little bit cuckoo in the noggin, and mentally ill. I said it. Yeah, I said it. So for me, this always was, I'm gonna wear tight bottoms, whether that's leggings or skinny jeans, two things that I literally never place on my body anymore. Isn't that crazy how things evolve? And a loose top, whether that's like a sweatshirt or a loose sweater. But there were times when I did wear tight on tight, and that's just because I never wore loose bottoms. So if I wanted to wear a tight top, I was wearing tight on tight, but it doesn't matter. And now I don't really own tight tops that much anymore. I mean, I have a few here and there, but not that many in my wardrobe. So I'm gonna say that this is something that I like kind of follow, but more in my past. Okay, let's move on. Color, play with one color. I love color And color was a big fear of mine when I was younger because I didn't want anyone to look at me ever. So now that I don't care, color brings me a lot of joy. When I'm sad, the thing that will make me happy is putting on something colorful. So I don't follow this, and that's cuckoo bananas. Actually, that's a crazy rule. Okay, and that's the rule of 1. I think that it's okay, you know? I think that it's fine. It has some okay tips for maybe if you're like stuck. I don't know. I just hate fashion rules altogether, maybe. Okay, next we have the 10 style rules that our editorial team lives by. Let's see what the 10 rules are. Rule number 1, time test trends. This says that now they sit with trends for at least a few months. For instance, pleated trousers and boyfriend blazers, which first re-entered the world as streetwear staples a few years ago. At first, all I could see were flashbacks of my mom from the 80s, but little by little, these pieces grew on me, and now I can see that it's something I actually like. I think that this is a pretty good idea, especially to lower your consumption. Ever since COVID, the trend cycle is really short, and we have less longevity-based trends and more micro trends, which is not good for the environment and, you know, boost the sales on sites like Shein and Temu because people feel like they need to keep up. If you sit with it, let it sit for, this says a few months, even a few weeks, you look at something again and you're like, wait, I think I only liked that because it was trendy. That happens all the time. I definitely agree with this, and I think that it's something that I use, but I think I do it naturally. Like, I'm not sure this is something I actively think about doing, you know? Number 2, if I only like it when I'm standing still, I must let it go. I wish this was something that I did because I pose in the mirror so much. Literally every time I make an outfit, and I'm like, oh my god, so cute, and I'm posing like this in the mirror, something like that, and then I walk around campus and I'm like, I feel so stupid because I was posing like, girl. Rule number 3, commit to one statement. Let's see, let me keep reading before I make a statement here. It says, for example, if I wear a plaid pant, I'm not going to wear it with a red top. Instead, I'll take cues from the existing palette and go with a white shirt, black shoes, and a black belt. Here's the thing though, like, I'm looking at what she is pointing out, like, this would look killer with a red top. I don't know, I've sort of gotten to this point where I don't see patterns as statements if they're in black and white or a neutral color palette. I really only see things as statements if they're like a bright color, not even like a pastel, like this is like pastel pink. Like, if I have something that's bright red, like, I see that as a statement in comparison to like my leopard pants. Like, those are still not a statement to me. The red sweatshirt would be a statement in that case. So maybe my vision of this is skewed, but I don't think this is something that I follow. I think that it was when I started venturing into the fashion space a little bit more when I was in high school. My statement pieces would be like so simple. They were so statement to me at the time, but I would pair it with the simplest of simple just so I could get my bearings on it, if that makes sense. So I guess that is something that I would recommend if you're trying to venture out a little bit and you're struggling to like grasp it. But other than that, absolutely not. Add a menswear twist. I have been saying this for so long. Your girl loves juxtaposition. To the grave, I love juxtaposition. Whether that means I'm wearing like a really girly outfit and then I throw on a super oversized jacket, oversized blazer moment, like, I love juxtaposition. I want to see the example that she has. Oh, I don't really think that her example is juxtaposition all that much. Like, I don't know. It's just like there, but that is my go-to. If I don't know what to do, I do something girly and then I do something more masculine, kind of. Rule number 5 is don't settle for a so-so fit. I think that this means like not outfit, but like the fit of a specific item. Now, this is kind of tricky because I am in this stage where my body is developing into like a full-blown adult. I turned 21 when I'm filming this in like 4 days. So I'm not a kid anymore, you know? So I'm still developing into my adult body and things are changing. So fits are kind of hard because they're not going to fit me the same now as they maybe will in a couple of years when I still want to be able to have those pieces. And, you know, one day you're into an oversized fit, one day you're not. So I think that this is kind of hard to settle on unless you're really set in stone with how you want to look, how you want to feel, and if your body is not changing at all. So for a very small portion of the population, I just don't think this is very like realistic. Number 6, avoid the trap of flattering. I freaking love this tip. I love this tip because once I stopped forcing myself into this bubble of like, how can I make my body look its best, and just started wearing things that brought me joy, I had so much more fun with fashion. Oh my gosh, I love that it says that on here. That makes me so happy. Rule number 7 is balance structure with softness and vice versa. This is actually a really interesting tip. I think that this is more of like an advanced situation. So an example of this would be like if you're wearing a like blazer. I feel like it's kind of similar to a juxtaposition situation. Maybe you're wearing a really structured blazer and more of like a flowy short or a flowy skirt or ballet flats. Pairing something hard with something soft, which in my mind equates to like masculine and feminine, but maybe that's me being sexist. Like, I don't know. Rule number 8, look backward to move forward. This is a really interesting tip as well. These are really cool. This says my biggest source of style inspiration comes from looking to the past. I think that's really, really cool. I have pretty much learned that my favorite decade of fashion was the 60s because I'm trying to get into sewing, and I went to look at patterns because Joann's is closing, and the only ones that I was really interested in were the vintage patterns from the 60s. So now I'm like, okay, noted. And whenever I need some sort of inspiration on something, I'll just go to Pinterest. Pinterest is my biggest fashion tip, period, full stop. But I really like the 60s. So that's interesting. Look backward to move forward. I definitely feel like that's a good tip. Number 9, buy multiple of things I wear frequently. Yeah, this is, I don't know, because I don't want to promote overconsumption, and sometimes just having one of something is enough. You don't have to wash it every single time, I pinky promise. Nobody will know, and it's not that gross. I promise, unless you sweat like crazy in it one day. Sometimes it's a good thing maybe you get something in white and get something in black, like the basics, but I find it kind of hard to say like, yeah, I'm gonna get this in every color and then like literally go out and do that. And there are times when I've done that, like literally halara, like their jeans, I have them in every color, I really do, but I don't want to promote that, like, because I feel like it's very overconsumption, not very sustainable, and listen, we're all guilty of contributing to that, but I don't know, I guess if it it's hard. I think that it depends, because if it's not timeless, then I don't think it's something you should have every color of. If it's timeless, it makes you feel beautiful, it makes you feel confident, like you're the best version of yourself, then yeah, get it in every color, girl. Do it. And number 10, embrace asymmetry. This says, oftentimes when my outfit feels not quite right, it's because it fits too neatly into one aesthetic. Again, this is sort of a juxtaposition situation. I agree. I definitely don't worry about being all one aesthetic ever, literally ever. I'll wear something super girly on the top and sneakers on the bottom. Like, it's just fun to play around. So, you know what? This tip list was actually quite good. It was quite good. Let's do one more. This is 10 style rules that every woman should know. Interesting that we characterized it by women should know. Pay attention to what you feel great in. I feel like this is a given. Just paying attention to yourself and being selfish in that aspect is really important in every aspect of your life, whether it's food that makes you feel good versus bad, or a bedtime that you wake up feeling happy with, or vice versa. I feel like that's pretty standard. Yeah, I definitely do that. Have your clothes tailored or altered. This is kind of hard because not everybody has the ability to get their clothing altered to fit them perfectly. My mom sews and has my whole life pretty much, and I was always sort of a weird body shape growing up, so my pants almost always needed to be altered, whether that's taken in at the waist or shortened at the ankle, just because I'm short. I don't get my clothes altered anymore by my mom unless it's for a pageant. Like, girl, just wear your clothes. You don't have to get your clothes altered unless it's like for a special occasion, like a wedding or graduation or something. For your day-to-day clothes, it's just not necessary, I don't think, unless you have access to that and it's gonna make you feel great. I don't think that's needed. Invest in a capsule wardrobe. I don't think I like these tips. I'm not a minimalist in any sense. I wish I was. I really do, but I am full-fledged maximalist. A capsule wardrobe is not practical for me. Whether that's because I have like 1,000 different styles that I might tap into depending on the day, or I don't know, I have different like moods, which equals different outfits, and layering pieces are really important to me. Having skirts, pants, shorts, all these options is really important to me, and I've concocted a wardrobe that I love. A capsule wardrobe is not on my to-do list, never will be. If you can do it, lovely. I'm genuinely happy for you, but I hate that tip. Focus on quality over quantity. I think, yeah, to some extent, this is important for everybody to know. We're in this day and age where it's like the other way around, kind of, and I'm going to start this tip response by saying that not everybody can invest in the highest quality of items. Like, not everybody can walk into a Aritzia, babe, and spend $100 on a t-shirt. Like, not everybody can do that. In fact, most of the population cannot do that. And for people who love fashion, and fashion brings them joy, and experimenting with their fashion is what helps them feel like the best version of themselves, get them out of bed in the morning. Believe me, I know what it's like to feel like the only thing that gets you out of bed is your outfit, and not everybody can afford quality all the time. And it's not, you can't just draw a line, you know, ever with like anything, and this is definitely one of them. So I definitely try to focus on quality for pieces that are timeless and I know I will want in my wardrobe for a very long time. Make everything in your closet visible and accessible. Accessible, yes. Visible, girl, we're just moving past that. No way, no way. Choose 2 high quality bags. What? There are people that don't need one, ever. Like a bag, period. 2 high quality bags? A classic style, high quality, neutral, and black handbag is what you should start with. I hate that. I'm scrolling. I can't answer that anymore. Keep a running shopping list. Okay, to say quality over quantity and then keep a running shopping list, it's like, what, are you for consumption or the minimization of consumption? Like, I don't understand. Instead of keeping a running shopping list, have your Pinterest board being updated frequently so you can see what in your style is changing and how quickly it's changing, so that you know whether you're going to get this as an investment piece or not. This one is the worst of all of them. Balance your outfit proportions. I've already touched on this in the fashion rule of 1 tips, so y'all already know I don't like this all that much. Yes, it's something that I like followed in a way. I don't like that we're putting rules and like judging people for wearing all baggy or all loose. Number 9, be overdressed instead of underdressed. Listen, I agree. I follow this. I am almost always the most overdressed one in the room. That's not everybody's thing, and that's just not everybody's thing. So this is something I follow, but I don't know. Last tip for this video. Wow, we really started off on the high note, didn't we? Always bring a layer. Okay. Even if it's 80-degree day, but I'm going out somewhere later, I'll still bring a cardigan. Okay. I mean, that's a fine. I love a layer, but I'm telling you right now, if it is going to be, like she said, 80 degrees, and then I'm staying out late, and it's going to be like a little bit chilly, it's still going to be 80 degrees, and unless I have like a car or somewhere to put down this layer, I'm not carrying that around all day. I'd rather plan a stop back to somewhere that I can, keep that layer, because you're not gonna catch me carrying around a cardigan in 80-degree weather. That's just not gonna happen. I guess those were all the tips. What did you think? What tips do you follow? Which tips do you think are actually absurd? Because there were most of the ones from the first 2 pages that I found, I think were pretty good. Relatively things that I kind of follow, I guess, or did at some point in my fashion career. But that last list, I don't know. I just didn't agree with the majority of it. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe for more just like this one. And if you really like me. Make sure to follow me on all of my other social medias. I've got a lot of them at Cassidy Lee Quinn on TikTok, at Cassidy Lee Quinn on Instagram. Go shop my closet at Cassidy Lee on Depop, and go shop my Etsy at by Cassidy Lee, linked in the description. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you around. Bye!